surface area.
The area of a surface.
The area of a surface.
So like the area of like a face.
So the reason that this sucks the most is when it says surface area, it could be asking for one or two things. Either the lateral surface area or the total surface area. Now, can you kind of differentiate that in your mind? Lateral surface area is all the faces.
Oh, and then that's the one where it's like it's got all the little cues and everything.
Total surface area is faces and bases. So it's really important to know what the shape is, because if you can name the shape, you can identify the base. Then you know what the area of the base should be, and then the perimeter of the base to calculate the lateral surface area. Alright, so I'll give you this is the easiest example to draw. I'll do two different versions. Here's version one over here. What do you call that? It's hard to say, I get it. You're just gonna like blurt it out. What shape makes it? A trapezoid prism, aka a trapezoidal prism. Trapezoidal prism because the base is a trapezoid. So when I'm looking for two different answers, the base is a trapezoid. So let me unfold this trapezoidal prism for you.
Are you there? Are you there? Are you there?
Hello. Okay, thank you. Bye. Alright, so when you unfold it, it should be a little more evident what a base is and what a face is. Remember, faces connect bases. So when you find lateral surface area, it's the area of all four faces added together. And when you find total surface area, it's all four faces plus two bases. So the formula is not super crazy. And that is the formula for every cylinder in the world and every prism. What's capital P? Perimeter of the base. That's why you have to know what the base figure is. And what is H?
Height.
No. Height of the solid. Height of the prism. And then 2? That's just 2 times big B. Area of one base. Alright? So we'll use this for every one. And then we'll start talking about cylinders. What is the perimeter of a cylinder? Or what is the base of a cylinder? A circle. How do you find the perimeter of a circle? What is the perimeter of a circle? The circumference. Right? The perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r. And then height is still a height, right? And a cylinder has 2 bases, but how do you find the area of the base if it's a circle? So you notice how big B changes to pi r squared when the perimeter is a circle, and big P changes to 2 pi r because it's the circumference of a circle. They're the same exact equation, they're just written in student-friendly terms. Alright? So not a lot of examples. I'm giving you the nastiest one first. Here it is, my homeboy, the hexagonal prism. Alright? And this question is specifically asking for the lateral surface. Did you see it? The lateral surface area. So lateral surface area is actually easier to compute than total surface area. So I always write lateral surface area is equal to the perimeter of the base times the height. Okay? So we need to find the perimeter of the base. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. What is the perimeter of the base? 24. Times the height of the solid. 13. So the lateral surface area is equal to 24 times 13, aka the lateral surface area. (312 inches squared). Uh-huh. It is nasty. Right? And I wanted you guys to give you the easy part first. So remember this number, that the pH, the lateral surface area, is 312. Now I'm going to ask you guys to use the same exact shape and calculate the total surface area. So the total surface area is equal to perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 times area of the base. And we already calculated that as the number 312. So what I always do is I always calculate total surface area no matter what, and then I go back and look at the problem. If it asks for lateral surface area, I take this chunk and that's my answer.
Like, you know how we did the base last time where we found it? Wasn't it like 24? Can't we just do it?
That's the perimeter of the base. Now, you have to go back and find area of the base, and the base is a hexagon. So you have to go back and figure out, how do you find the area of a hexagon?
Is it a regular hexagon?
It is.
Like turn it into triangles.
So that B is really 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. Yeah. So do you guys remember me stressing how important it was to find the area of each individual shape? Because it's going to haunt you and haunt you and haunt you and haunt you. I just gave my pre-AP class a quiz. Pre-AP kids. Highest grade, 100. Lowest grade, 15. It was find the area of a triangle was one of the questions.
What are you saying? Can't you put it in a circle and then make it?
You can, but it's a lot of extra work. I'm just going to tell you that the apothem today is 2 square roots of 3. I can look at that and see that. Okay, I know it creates equilateral triangles. It's 30, 60, 90 right triangle, 30 at the top, 60 at the bottom. Cut 4 in half, you get 2. 2 times the square root of 3 is 2 square roots of 3. But that's 10 years of practice. You can see
Also
stuff.
be in numbers too.
Okay, so 2 square roots of 3.
Class.
That's A. What's our perimeter?
24.
The perimeter is still 24. So I need to calculate this area of the pentagon, or area of the hexagon, so I can sub it in right here. Plug and chug. 1/2 times 2 times 24 times the square root of 3 is 24 square roots of 3. And I'll put that as a decimal because you like decimals better. 41.5. So I'm going to do the lateral surface area plus 2 bases. 395. That's the total surface area.
What'd you round this?
Huh?
What'd you round it up?
I just put 41.5. I mean, really, you should use the whole decimal, but yeah, whatever. 395. So we have our lateral surface area here and our total surface area here. A good way to check, guys, your total surface area should always be bigger than your lateral surface area. You would be surprised. On your test, it gives you total surface area, comma, lateral surface area, and sometimes it just switches the numbers. People pick the wrong one. Alright, small tricks. Now, here's one of those conversations. How would you ever use this in your real life? You want like the math answer or the real life?
I want the one-to-one answer.
So, how would you really do this? I guess the easiest way would be like something you actually might do. If you decided to repaint a wall in your house, how do you have to know what? You gotta know the surface area of the wall.
It's just a square.
Why do you need
Right, but is your house just a wall?
Yeah.
Or is it like 4 walls?
Just provides shade.
It's like 4 walls. So here we go. That is the lateral surface area of your house. So if you find the lateral surface area of your house, you have how many square feet of paint you need, and it says on the can, this one can will cover 500 square feet. So do you need 1 can, 2 cans, 3 cans? Do you want to overspend on paint? Do you want to underspend on paint? Do you want to go back to Lowe's? Do you want to come back? Are the paint's going to match?
You want
back
good
and forth?
paint? You want to do double
Yeah.
coats? Like 1 coat?
What about your yard? If you're dropping grass seed in your yard, it says, hey, this will cover 500 square feet. All that stuff, like guys that build houses, they buy wood and they're trying to put wood on the wall. Well, I have to make sure I get enough wood to cover all the walls, otherwise you're going to have a window where you don't want a window.
The strong man on the inside, and
Oh, thanks for showing up late and adding that. Alright, so now I give you kind of more of a basic introduction. What shape is this?
Rectangular prism.
Square rectangular prism. Or
Technically, you're right. It is a rectangular prism.
Wait. Call it hexahedron.
Okay, it is also a hexahedron, but does hexahedron help me find the total surface area? It's a
just a
square prism. Why is it a square prism?
Oh, because it's named by the base.
Because it's a bottom 4, 4, 4, and 4. So it is, you can call it a rhomboidal prism. That's really weird. Rhomboidal prism. But a square prism is easier. So if I'm asking for the surface area, what am I looking for? Total or lateral? Bases and bases. Bases and bases. So I need to do, I don't know if I pointed this out earlier. Remember that technology you have in your pocket, the phone?
The phone.
But it's really pronounced like phone. So it's like faces, faces, pH faces plus 2 bases. It kind of tells you faces and bases. So the perimeter of the base is 1, 2, 3, 4 fours, 16. The height of that square prism, 10. Plus 2 area of those squares. How do you find the area of a square? 4 times 4 is 16. So our lateral surface area is 160 plus the 2 bases is 32. That means our total surface area is 192 feet squared. That one was a lot better, right?
You could have just did like
I thought it
more
was.
or like.
So I give you the crummy example to make you hate math, then I bring you back with an easy one. You're like, oh, I might be able to do this. The next one's not terrible. So this is double printed in your notes. We're only going to do it once. So you have to be able to name the shape accurately. A trapezoidal prism.
Why did it?
Why? Who cares? So because it's a trapezoidal prism, what shape is the base? Trapezoid. So I needed to do the perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 bases. That's the area of the faces plus area of the bases. So we have to find the perimeter of this trapezoid. Even though it's not sitting on the trapezoid, that is the base.
What's that like? A whole bunch of different numbers, like 2.8.
4 plus 2.8 plus 4 plus...
8.1.
Okay, good. You can see it over there, 8.1. So if you add all those numbers together, 4 plus 4 plus 2.8 is 10.8. And 10.8 plus 8.1 is 19.1.
18.9.
18.9. Glad you're paying attention. Now, the height of the solid.
12.
12. Plus 2 bases. Area. Area of the base.
So times.
It's like
So-
half base 1 plus base 2 times times 3.
So that little b turns into a big B, no pun intended. That big B turns into that nasty long sentence.
So,
1/2 base 1
You
plus
could've did
base 2.
18.9 times.
No. It's
Or
one-
plus 2.
it's
I mean-
1/2 of
18.9.
8.1 plus 2.8 times 3. Because base 1 is 8.1, base
Yeah.
2 is 2.8.
Mhm.
The height of this trapezoid is 3, so it's half of all that. So I'm going to use my calculator. 1/2 times the sum of the 8.1 base plus the 2.8 base times 3. So the area of one trapezoid is 16.35, and how many of those trapezoids do we have? 2. So I'll just use this for my calculator if I can remember all the numbers. 18.9 times 12
Go back one.
plus 2 bases.
15.31. I checked.
Good try.
Making sure,
It's right here.
making sure you're paying attention.
259.5 units squared, because there are no units here. 259.5. So back in the day, they used to make us unfold those and draw them as a net, and then find the area of each one and add them all together.
And then somebody found this out.
Well, they make you do it that way, so when you get the formula, like, oh, it's so much easier when it's really not. I don't think it is personally.
What's the point of training somebody to do something and then like, we got something else that's better?
Because sometimes those like generic equations only work. When they don't work, you have to go back to basic math. It's like the harder the question, the more basic the math has to be. Does that ever make sense? When I took the test to qualify to become a teacher, it was 90 questions. Took me 4.5 hours. I passed by 1. When they gave me my results, I missed all the 4th grade math questions because I was trying to do like trig and like special calculus on 4th grade math questions.
What were the questions?
Yeah, it was one of those like the length is 2 more than twice the width and the area is 135. That's like like back in the day. Like y'all know that right now, right? You're like, oh, I got that all day,
I
but
learned that like last year.
yeah, but you know, 4 years into college, I'm trying to do like linear algebra and derivatives to find that, and I was like, oh, I just could have done a system of equations, and I didn't have calculators near this smart. It's just one of those things, you know, stuff you use, stuff you lose.
Wait, you didn't have a calculator to do all that?
I didn't have one of those. They didn't.
You want the fat one?
No, it was the OG version of that one.
Like the regular one?
It was Casio.
Did it have trig?
It did.
Wait, was it the one with the solar thing on
It didn't have insolve. It was that calculator, but it didn't have a keyboard. Didn't have insolve. It like the graphing was all crazy. Like it was basic. Now technology has come so far since I left college where it'll tell you true or
Because
false.
before I moved here, I'd never even seen this.
I've never seen one of those till my first day at Kenya.
Yeah.
And I think we're on the same level, and we've been here almost the same amount of time. You had those in middle school. Just however often you use it. So let's try this one. There's a hidden trick in here somewhere.
Wait.
The Pythagorean.
You gotta name the shape. What is the shape?
I got some notes.
Triangular prism. So we got this triangle right here. So for a triangular prism, the total surface area is perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 bases.
Why does it say prisms?
Because it was one set of instructions for multiple problems, and I just put this set of instructions on this page so you could read what are the lateral and total. So I need 2 different answers here: the lateral surface area and the total surface
So we're
area.
gonna double work. Please.
Not double work, because look, you're already calculating lateral surface area.
Oh, true. I'll take.
So we need to figure out how long this part of the triangle is.
Oh, we gotta go back to that. Can we use the
3 squared plus
Right.
34 squared.
Yeah.
So So as you math through, your calculator does the work for you on auto solve. X equals 5.8. Right? So that means that the hypotenuse is 5.8. That's pretty much the only piece of information that's missing. So we need to find the lateral surface area by doing the perimeter of the base times the height. The perimeter of the base is 5.8 plus 5, which is 10.8. And 10.8 plus 3 is 13.8. Times the height of the prism. 10. Plus 2 bases. So when we calculate this, 13.8 times 10 is 138. We have just solved for our lateral surface area. Now we need to add to that the area of both triangles. How do you find the area of a triangle? Base. So what's 15 divided by 2?
7.5.
So we do 138 plus 2 times 7.5. Well, 138 plus 15. 153.
Yeah.
I just need to block.
Alright, so that going back to finding the area of the base is going to be really crucial for the next thing that we do, which is finding volume. And for volume, all you need is the area of the base and the height of the shape. You don't need a perimeter anymore.
Good.
Then we'll start comparing surface area and volumes and doing similar solids. Did that one.
That was ugly. Why? Is that on top or the bottom?
What?
It looks. I see two.
It's all in the way you see it. So where's the hidden trick here? It's a right triangle. It's an isosceles right triangle. So how do we find this length? 2 ways to do it.
Multiply it by the square root.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared, or multiply it by the square root of 2. It's 4.24, sorry. So either way, now we have enough information to find the perimeter of the base. 3 plus 3 plus 4.24. The perimeter of the base is, I'm just going to call it 10.2. What is the height of the solid?
10.
Plus 2 area of triangles. What do you think happens if I do 2 half base time height? It's just kind of base times height. So we can kind of cut these out. I'm going to go ahead and multiply 10 times 1.2. What's base times height? So instead of doing 2 times 1 half times 3 times 3, I'm just doing 3 times 3. Because the 2 and the 1 half cancel each other out. So you add those together, lateral surface area, and then total surface area. So a really tall prism, a lot of lateral faces there, not very much bases. Alright, so like the feeling of disgust. Now we get to the last one, which I think is the easiest one. This is the easiest one we're going to do, I think, maybe. You guys are going to see the formula and hate it. I showed it to you earlier. Now we're going to attempt to find the lateral and total surface area of a cylinder. I would really rather not. Because the formula is disgusting. 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. But look, you write out 2 pi, what's your radius?
4.
What's your height? 2 pi, what's your radius?
4.
Well, that's it. All the information's there. It is literally plug and chug. I'm going to do it in 2 steps. Step 1, lateral surface area. 2 pi 4 times 9. 2 pi 4 times 9. The lateral surface area is 226-ish. The area of the base is 2 pi 4 squared. 2 pi 4 squared. 100-ish. So lateral surface area is 226. Total surface area 226 plus 100.
Oh, nope, shouldn't
So like how much real math did we really do to find the numbers to go into the equation? Not a lot. I mean, here's the formula, put the numbers where they go. You could probably even look at the picture and go directly to your calculator if you remember what the formula is. So last one here and we'll be done. 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. That's in your notes. That's on the next page. How to find the lateral surface area and total surface area of a cylinder. Alright, so we just plug and chug. 2 pi, what is the radius? Plus if you do this in your head, 2 times 2 times 10 is 40 pi. That's your lateral surface area. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 pi is the area of the bases. So the total surface area is 48 pi. The lateral surface area is 40 pi. Most of you guys like to see decimals, so I'll compute that for you. So 40 pi is the lateral surface area at 125 plus 8 pi, 150. So 125 is your lateral surface area, 150 is your total surface area. You can leave your answer in terms of pi. So the last question, I'm going to give you like multiple choice and just see if you can identify which is the correct equation.
be.
Alright. Huh?
There's gonna be another
It's another cylinder, another tube.
I think it was diameter, but it was 7.5.
A or B? Why is A incorrect? Because it's tricking you, trying to let you use diameter, because it's just written there, instead of actually justifying that the radius is 7.5. So I just wanted to show you that version, because I guarantee some of you guys would accidentally do that. Alright? So, if you look at the schedule next week, Monday we'll do surface area again. Pyramids and cones. Tuesday we'll do volume of prisms and cylinders. And then on Wednesday we'll have kind of a practice day, right? We have 4 things I've introduced. I'll give you a day to practice those 4 things. And then Thursday is a baby quiz. Because it's only 7 questions. Okay? I'm thinking 7 questions, like 10 points apiece.
So the highest you can
The lowest you will get is a 30. Alright? So then we have a holiday on Friday. So to kind of kick you guys off, in the interest of a baby quiz, I've created a baby assignment. It's 5 questions. And there will still be people who won't do this. All 5 of them.
all 5?
All 5 of them.
Questions.
That's it.
That's a lot.
That's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gave you the regular one that's got 25 on it.
That's a lot, too.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
But this is nice.
I just wasted 5 questions right here. So if you do this, you'll have something to kind of draw off of for your quiz.
You calm down, man. You skipping like 5 songs. We not long.
I'll be sending the email out Sunday evening or Monday morning about the schedule for the week.